Alright, after creating your 7-round granny square, then you're going to want to turn it over and use a tapestry needle. I have, for worsted weight, I use a size 13. You can use a smaller size if you're using baby weight yarn, or one of those plastic yarn needles that you can get in your craft department. But yeah, just take your tapestry needle and thread it. See how I did that? Take it and you fold it over the eye. You pinch it right next to it, slide it off, pop it through the eye, and that's how you thread. Tapestry needle. And for the middle, I just go and I draw it around the center, but try not to draw that hole shut because it's all part of the design. Now if you want to draw it shut, that's perfectly alright, but I designed it not to go shut. Okay, and then just pull it up under there and hide the tail, and then cut the excess off. And then you do that with each color. Try to hide the tail under the color that the tail is. Like here's light blue, so I want to hide it in the light blue stitches. And just weave it up under those stitches. In your tails, then we're going to work on the next step. And the tail, now that we've drawn in the tails, this is what your square should look like. And we're going to turn it on an angle like a diamond. And that's to form the center of your ripple blanket. It says to repeat the same color order in your rows. So you want to start with the color you started in the middle, color A. In my case, this is dark blue. In the sample, it was white. Okay. And now for the row 1 of this first section of ripples, we're going to skip 4 shells and join color A in the next chain 1 space. Okay, what we're going to do is go from a corner, take a corner space, and you skip 4 shells. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you join into this space here. See how I did that? Counted from the corner hole, and 1, 2, 3, 4 shells. Insert your hook in the corner hole, make your tension, and grab that yarn and pull it through the loop. Leave a long enough tail to draw in later. And now we're going to chain 3 and make 2 double crochet in that same space. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do 2 double crochet in that same space. I'm going to crochet over the tail just to secure it until we can draw the tail in further. So I did 2 double crochet in the same space. Alright, now we're going to chain 1, make 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 2 chain spaces. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that's 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. That's that step. It says 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next chain 2 space. So just like corners we've done previously, we're going to make a corner in this one. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, Okay, chain 1 and 3 double crochet, chain 1 and each of next 2 spaces. So chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, then it says 3 double crochet in the next space. So you make 3 double crochet in the next space without chaining 1 after it. Okay, that was row 1 of that section. Now we're going to go to row 2 by chaining 4. It says counts as a double crochet, chain 1. So that 3 makes a double crochet, and then chain 1 is your chain 1 space. And then you're going to turn your work over. I know our center square has all the right side facing up, but the ripples are going to have to be turned. So we're going to do it this way. All right. 3 double crochet, chain 1 and each of the next 3 chain spaces. So we're going to go over to this chain space here and do 3 double crochet. And chain 1. 3 double crochet. Chain 1, that's twice. 3 double crochet. Chain 1, that's 3 times. Okay, now we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next chain 2 space, which is your corner. So we're going to do our corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was the corner. Now we're going to chain 1. I'm going to pivot because we went around the corner again. Now 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 3 spaces. So again, we do the same pattern we've been doing, and we're going to do this in 3 spaces. So 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that was 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. That's the last 3 spaces. Now we're going to double crochet into the top of the turning chain 3. So you go over here into the top of the turning chain. I count the bumps on the back, 1, 2, 3. And I go under that back bump and the loop that crosses over it to make my last stitch. Double crochet right there. And then it says to end off. So I'm just going to chain 1, pull that tight, leave a little bit of a tail, snip it off, and pull it through. And that is our first 2 rows of our first section of ripple. All right, so check off row 2. Okay, row 3 says with color B. Well, color B for me is this medium color, the blue. Okay, and you can either go through the top of your stitch to join it, and since this is a turn, I'm going to turn it over. And what I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to just go right under the V of that first stitch, leave a bit of a tail to draw in later, draw up a loop. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. It says with B, chain 3, turn. Well, I turned first. It doesn't matter. We want to just make sure we have the opposite side facing as we did on the previous row. Okay. 2 double crochet in the first space, and again, I'm going to crochet over that tail just to give it a little bit of security, and then I'll flip the yarn to the back and out of my way. Like that. Alright. Chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 3 spaces. 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, next it says 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next chain 2 space, which is the corner. Same thing we've been doing. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now we're going to pivot. And we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1. It's once. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, twice. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. That's 3 times. Okay, now we're going to put 2 double crochet in the turning chain space and then double crochet in the third of the turning space. So we're going to put 2 in this space and this hole here, and then we're going to do 1 in the top of the turning chain just to keep it from sliding around. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over and go under the bump and the one that crosses over it and pull up the loop and make your double crochet. Alright, so that was row 3. Row 4, we chain 4, counting as a double crochet and chain 1, and now we're going to turn. Double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 4 chain spaces. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that's 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that's twice. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that's 3 times, and 1, 2, 3, chain 1, that's 4 times. Okay, I'll check that part off, Now we're going to do our corner again. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in that corner space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, so did that part. Now we're going to chain 1, and then we do the chain 1, then do what's in the parentheses, 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1. It's once, 1, 2. Oh, try not to catch it in the stitch below there. 3, chain 1. That's twice. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. That's 3 times. And 1, 2, 3, chain 1. That's 4 times. Now it says to double crochet in top of the turning chain 3, end off B, join C. So that's what you do, is turning chain 3, that chain right there, yarn over. I go under that bump and the one that crosses over it, and draw the loop through, and then complete the double crochet. We're going to end it off. I end off by chaining 1 to secure it. Cut your yarn with a bit of a tail and pop that through. So now you should be able to start seeing it taking shape. So we're going to move on with color C. In my case, this is white. And so for row 5, we're going to chain 3 and turn. So you can join it from this side, or you can turn it first and then join. It doesn't matter how you do that. I'm turning it and then I'm going to join it. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now we're going to put 2 double crochet in the first space and chain 1. So I'm working over the tail to help secure it. Okay, 2 double crochet and then chain 1. All right, and just pull the tail to the back of the work and out of the way so you don't get tangled while you're crocheting. All right, now the next part is going to be the same as the previous row, except for you're going to have more repeats. This is 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 4 spaces. So 2, 3, chain 1. It's 1, 1, 2, 3. Get some more yarn here. Chain 1. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. So that was 4 spaces. This was the chain, the 2, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now guess what? We're at a corner. So we're going to do our 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, just like the previous rows. And do that little pivot when you go around the corner. Okay. Next step is 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 4 spaces. So chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, three double crochet, chain 1, three double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochet, chain 1. All right, now we're to this end loop here. We're going to put 2 double crochet in that space. So 1, 2, and then we're going to double crochet into the 3rd turning chain. And I count those bumps, 1, 2, 3. That 3rd bump, yarn over, insert your hook under it, and the loop that crosses over it, drop the loop, and finish the double crochet. So that was row 5. Row 6, we're going to chain 4, just like we've done before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to flip the work over, and I bet you can guess what we're doing next. We are going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not going to have you follow me all the way across. I'll come back to this end and then I will resume the video. Now I've made it all the way across. There's a chain 1 stitch right here that I just made, and now I'm just going to double crochet into that top of that turning chain 3, and we're going to end off C and join A. So we're going to, I do that little chain stitch to secure it, and I pull it through, and then we can join color A again for row 7. And color A for me is this darker blue. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it now. I know it says to turn it later in the pattern. Okay, and join the new color right in the top of that double crochet, leaving a bit of a tail to draw in later. One, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochet in the first space and chain 1. Do my 2 double crochet in the first space, just like the previous rows, working over the tail to secure it and then get it out of the way. And chain 1. And we're going to repeat the same way we did row 6. You know, we're going to work the 3 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next spaces, and this time it's going to be 5. And then you do your corner, and then do your other 5 spaces, and then when I get over to here, I'll resume the video. Right away, made my way across row 7. Now we're going to make 2 double crochet in the turning chain space and double crochet in the 3rd chain of the turning chain. And I probably don't have to show you this again, but it's a good place marker. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, go here, and we're going to end it off. Got the tails. Now before moving on to the next section, you might go ahead and draw in your tails. You don't want to wait to the end and do them all at once, or you might never finish your afghan. So I'm going to pause here, I'm going to draw in my tails, and then we'll resume for rows 8 to 14.